What do you know about the planet Mars?
The planet Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, and the fourth planet in the solar system. It is located near the edge of the habitable zone where creatures, plants, animals, and everything can live. When Galileo Galilei put up his telescope during November 1610, he observed something that he did not notice it before. It was red and blurry. At first he made the classical mistake for a star, but later he realized it was a planet. It would shatter the entire conception of the universe forever, for generations and forever. It was thought that the earth was in the center of everything and the universe, everything. Now, and it was also thought that earth was in the center of everything. The sun orbited the earth, then followed by the moon, and then the stars. So now the discovery of Mars proved them wrong, that this could not be, because the way Mars made them realize that it was the sun was in the center, not the other way around.
So how will we get to Mars?
Well, getting to Mars is a really hard challenge ever since Neil Armstrong put his foot to Mars. Now there are lots of attempts to go to Mars, but 3 companies are totally in the lead. Among them, Boeing, NASA, and SpaceX. Boeing is doing not so good. NASA is almost there, but in the leader is SpaceX. It does not waste its time by sending probes and all that. It's just collecting data that NASA provides, and then it will send its own people. Now, getting to Mars is a ridiculously expensive endeavor. I think it is much more expensive than the yearly budget of Bangladesh and other small countries, not combined. So, and you may also know SpaceX, by its attempt to send Bangabandhu 1 into orbit. You know that satellite, of course. So, to counteract the expensiveness of going to Mars, two factors are really must be taken into account. First one is fuel, and the other is cargo and distance. 3. Now NASA does not actually the way SpaceX makes all its rocket boosters, Falcon 9 rockets, Merlin engines, everything, the way they make it is by just making it by themselves and not buying from other companies. Unlike NASA Space Shuttle, the orbiter is made by NASA, the orange big fuel tank is made by Boeing, the 2 boosters are made by Lockheed Martin, and it's really complicated, and it also takes a lot of money. Now, SpaceX is, by making it by yourself, it does not take a lot of money, and they also launch in such a way, the rockets launch in such a way that they can be reused. The booster can be reused over and over and over again.
Okay. So, are there any threat or danger to travel to Mars?
Well, Mars, going to space itself is a great danger. Although there are very few accidents, going to space is a humongous danger. there can be like, there's also a disease called space sickness for staying in space for a long time. Now, the first thing would be just after takeoff. Just after takeoff, the weight on the astronauts would be just enough to make them pass out, and even after that, if they can get back to consciousness, they may die. Then there would, and of course there's the engine failure, but of course there's the rescue parachute, and then there's the one in space on its way to Mars. Staying in a cramped space shuttle can really, I mean, space station or space capsule or anything, puts a very heavy toll on the mind of a human, because we're used to just going around very pleased. Suddenly going from that free place to suddenly a cramped space capsule, it is really like annoying for the mind, and it may cause an insanity.
Okay.
Then there's landing on the red planet. Re-entry is like the nightmare of astronauts. It's like a really difficult test you did not even prepare for. So you see, the atmosphere is like a very thick blanket. It protects us from radiation, gamma rays, and all that stuff, while also keeping the good things in. Now, if anything were to re-enter, it would cause a lot of friction. That's why they catch on fire. So if they come in too lightly, they would skip off the atmosphere and get lost in space. If they come in too deeply, the friction will be too great and the spacecraft will rip apart. So they have to make a sort of balancing act and just cut the atmosphere in the right direction. And there's the chance that if the landing goes wrong.
Okay. So you explain if the landing goes wrong, what happened. But if the landing goes okay, then what will happen?
Okay, so if the landing goes okay, there's a really, they won't have much to do. After landing, they would deploy drones. They would have to make a small camp. Then they would deploy drones to see where we could they would just explore the place and find somewhere where they could put a permanent habitat where there's frozen water. Now, if that does not happen, there is always a extra orbiter orbiting above, and that could help them get back to Earth. And after that, many more ships could come in and help
Okay.
the colonization and terraforming of Mars.
Okay. What is the importance of exploring Mars?
The importance of exploring Mars is huge. The main three of them are, that is the fact that Earth won't be able to sustain us for any more. You could, like, at one point the sun won't stay forever, so at one point it may go supernova, and Earth is right in its path. So at one point there is a chance that the human species may go extinct, and we don't want to go extinct like the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs actually reigned far longer than us. Okay, I have another video about that. Check that out. They have reigned far longer than us, so we don't want to go like in their way. So if there is like a sort of disaster that may wipe out humans, well, we could take as much of them as we can save and then plop them in Mars for the time being. The next one would be like, we're not gonna be trapped on two planets forever, Mars and Earth, I meant. So we are also going to Jupiter's moon, Saturn's, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto will be another pit stop, and then we could go into interstellar space. Well, actually, you see, like Mars, if we just go in one shot, it won't be easy, because of the above mentioned. So Mars could be used as a sort of pit stop. And third is that like there are a lot of tests that can harm our planet and potentially destroy it at one point. So if we can take those tests and make them do it on the red planet, then the effects will be much less than on Earth.
Last question. What do you think? Do aliens really exist?
Well, there is always the chance that aliens might exist or may not exist. Well, you see, during the early times of Mars exploration, people thought they could see canals and pipes on the planet's surface. This was because of the blurriness, but this caused a humongous sensation. During the 1990s, you would never find someone who did not believe in aliens. But in my opinion, why would aliens not exist? Our solar system is just a mere speck of dust in a humongous beach. Now, there is so much space, there is so many planets, and there are so many planets that are within the habitable zone of their parent stars. That means, and it's logical, why among so many stars is Earth the chosen one to have water and life? So this is my argument for having aliens around, but I still recommend you do not believe those random videos that keep popping up.
Okay, thank you very much.